I'm a musician and producer from Bristol, and I work at Drake Music, an NGO whose aim is to make music accessible to people who face physically disabling barriers. My dad's originally from Brazil, and I lived there for 5 years, play a lot of Brazilian music myself, and I really felt I wanted to create a musical and cultural exchange between the two places. So I contacted a Brazilian NGO called Mais Diferenças, which means More Differences. Luís Mausch from Mais Diferenças happened to be in London to see the Paralympics, and so we met up to talk about collaboration. He then put me in touch with a Brazilian rapper called Billy Saga, who, as well as working with Mais Diferenças, he's also set up his own organisation, Movimento Superação, which fights for the rights of disabled people in Brazil. One of my colleagues at Drake Music, Alex Ivanovich, was working with a group of adults at CEDA, a centre for disabled people in Exeter, so we decided to create some collaborative tracks. Alex worked with the guys using accessible music technology like Soundbeam and the iPad, and the project culminated in a live Skype link-up where they showcased their remixes and interviewed each other. So yeah, I'm just going to show you the parts that we sent through to Billy. We sent him through a basic backbone of some kind of Brazilian percussion, and then he recorded over the top in Brazil and sent me back the results. So the percussion as a whole sits together. Now what Billy recorded over the top was, he started off recording a guitar riff, which he said he'd had in his mind for years, and then he added his lyrics.
De Angola, perfeita vibração, e que não seja tarde resgatar essa missão. Somos a mudança projetada no astral. Tambores de Angola, perfeita vibração.
And what the students at CEDA worked with was a mixture of the two parts, and then they added their own sort of hybrid sounds, played with accessible instruments and their voices.
So Kevin and our other participants have been doing their remix using this program called Sonar, which is a professional standard music production program. But they've been accessing it by using another program which is called the Grid, that you can see at the bottom of the screen here. And using the Grid, we can make Sonar accessible by these buttons, which are called switches. Nice one, Kev. What do you think?
On a cold winter's morning in Exeter, the CEDA students Skyped Billy and Louise in Summary, Brazil. They shared their remixes live, talked about music and disability, and showed the guys in São Paulo how they'd use accessible technology to produce music.
Hello guys, my name is Luis. I work here in Mais Diferenças. We are a non-profit organization that works with educational inclusion and cultural inclusion. And once I've been in London, I have the pleasure to meet Ben, and then we start to do this kind of interchangement. And right now we are really pleasure to be here and talking with you guys and trying to make some things together.
Eu sou o Saga, prazer enorme estar aqui hoje com vocês e participar desse intercâmbio. Eu trabalho aqui na Mais Diferenças, uma ONG que trabalha com educação e cultura inclusiva. E sou rapper aqui no Brasil, trabalho pela inclusão das pessoas com deficiência.
Isso aqui é a música do Luke e o nome de DJ dele é
DJ Nut Squirrel. Squirrel é esquilo, Nut é castanha. Acho que ele curte bastante esquilo. I think he likes squirrels. Is that right, Luke?
Yeah!
Yeah, brilliant. Nice one. Excellent. Good sound.
Pra gente quebrar todas as barreiras. O rap é assim e o som é uma doideira. Mistura o sound beam, o som faz bem pra mim e pra vocês. Então, um salve pros DJs, diretamente aí de London, meu irmão. Um abraço, o som é feito de coração. Valeu bem, somos do bem e a saga continua. Aqui é o som de Sampa da Rua. Muito obrigado, espero que tenham gostado. Valeu mesmo, de coração é que eu te falo.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Ele disse que I'll show you, eu vou te mostrar, viu? E ele estava apontando o sound beam. Isso aqui é um sensor infravermelho que você pode tocar música, só mexendo a mão no ar.
How do you make your music?
Como você faz a sua música, Billy?
Então, cara, as minhas músicas, elas vêm de momentos inspiradores, como esse, momentos bons, que me inspiram a escrever uma poesia, e também de momentos difíceis que eu já passei na minha vida e que eu acho que merecem uma reflexão.
When I listen to music, it makes me feel alive, like guitar riffs and drumming, for example. Which instruments did you play on the track?
It can help me to express myself and talk to others by music.
What you are doing in England, it's very, very important for us because we can show to other people here in Brazil that it's possible to make music with any kind of disability, of any kind of physical restriction, and using good guys and good mentors like Alex and Ben, and using good technology also like Soundbeam. So this is really, really good for us to have this kind of exchange and to know what you are doing with the music and how music can change your life, because we believe that music can change life. Probably Billy can tell you more about that, but we are really, really, really happy to be together today. And Billy was crying, I'm almost crying also.
Wow. Me too.
And we want that is the first step, okay? This is important, that is the first step.
It felt really good. It was really exciting. I've never done anything quite like that with a Skype chat between people who'd never met but had collaborated together before. So they'd already made music together but never met. So it was really a new thing.
Yeah.
And I think there was a real buzz in the room, and you could sense a buzz coming down Skype from Brazil as well.
The fact that connection was made, it wasn't just a random sort of abstract connection. It was like a face-to-face conversation with somebody who they've been collaborating with for probably about a month, but not seeing face-to-face. So finally getting to meet the person who's been collaborating and sending files over the internet and writing lyrics to their backing, and they're responding to his lyrics. As we signed out, huge smiles, rounds of applause, and the shedding of tears of emotion brought the day to a close. The first step in forming a transatlantic musical bond had been taken.